They say that half the fun at Christmas time is in the preparation and in decorating the Christmas tree. And our dog Jake couldn't agree more.
Jake, no, Jake. Come here. No. Don't you dare. You stay away. Stay away. No, this is my tree. You leave it alone. No. Stop it. You little sneaker. You should be tired.
Hi folks, welcome to another Cabin Life. I'm Glenn.
And I'm Maureen.
And today we're saying Merry Christmas because it's Christmas. Hi Kiki, he says Merry Christmas too. Yes.
Very excited about Christmas.
Well, we got our Christmas tree, we dragged it out of the bush, and while it's not the fullest Christmas tree, that tree was really destined to, here's a treat, Jake. Here's a treat.
Here's your Christmas.
You go get it. You take it away. Here you go. Here's the treat. Go get it. There, you can be right here by us there. Yeah, so we got our Christmas tree and we pulled it out of the bush. It's not the fullest looking tree, but it was a tree that was destined to be cut anyway. So we figured we might as well make use of it. We're going to form a camp spot down there where in that area where the tree was. It'll help thin out the other trees, give the other trees light too. So it's all good. We have our tree up by the cabin. It's kind of nice, eh?
It is. That's our first cabin Christmas tree.
Yep, and it's not the fullest looking, most symmetrical tree, but it does the job. It'll do the job for the next week or so while we need it, and all decorated up. Good job.
Thank you.
And
I think it looks pretty nice.
it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's almost like a Charlie Brown tree.
I was going to say, Charlie Brown would be proud.
Yeah, and it came off our own property. And boy, it was cold that day. It was like minus 20 or minus 22, about minus 135 with the wind chill.
Well, I know my lips were pretty well frozen. It was hard to talk.
Yeah, it was a pretty cold day. Tonight it's a balmy minus 5 Celsius. And yeah, so it's not too bad. But it really makes you wonder. I mean, we can dress warm in layers and whatnot, but it makes you wonder how the critters manage to do in the bush. All through the winter, there's your cold-blooded animals, your birds and amphibious animals, frogs and whatnot. Well, they can go into the mud and under logs and stay there for the winter. The birds will migrate south to warmer climes. There's fur-bearing animals. They'll get a nice winter coat and keep themselves nice and warm. But it sure makes you wonder how a lot of them manage to get through, the deer and so forth, and stay fed.
Well, the deer, they eat a lot of the woods, and chipmunks, they forage all their food, and then they go into their burrows, and they go into a type of a hibernation as well, and they come out in about March. The tree frog just goes under logs and rocks and piles of leaves, and tree frogs, 65% of their body water freezes. Mm-hmm. And the other 35%, well, I don't know what happens to it. But the tree frogs...
Well, it's enough to keep them alive, I guess.
And so they can... you can actually find them in the winter if you're turning over rocks and that. If you see a frog, it's not a dead frog, it's a hibernating one. So put the rock back, or the log.
And then, of course, there's our favorite hibernating animal that everybody knows about.
The bear.
The black bear.
The bear. And the bear eats 5 times more from the middle of summer to fall to get up its fat so that it could survive its hibernation. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of food.
And they don't actually go into a full heavy-duty sleep either, right? I mean, they're semi awake.
They're kind of dozy.
And often they'll have a cub or 2 even, I suppose, if it's a good year. and so the cubs are probably feeding for most of the winter.
Yeah.
And into the spring.
Right. So Mom's just kind of lazing back, and I guess the same with the male bears. They're just
never disturb a sleeping bear.
No. And they say if one wakes up through the winter, be very wary of a winter bear.
Yeah. But it's been so cold, that you can get frostbite too. The animals, they can go into their dens and all that stuff, but we really have to be careful of getting frostbite on those colder temperatures. If you get some moisture on your face or whatever, it can freeze in a matter of a couple of minutes when it gets down below minus 15, minus 20 and on. So you got to be really careful of that and cover up all the time. And it's really neat though when the cold snap does hit, because you can hear the trees cracking. The moisture in the trees is actually freezing up, and you hear the trees cracking. And down at the pond, when the ice is frozen and then it starts to expand and contract and whatnot, it'll crack as well. That's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, because everything else is so quiet, it really accentuates those sounds.
Mm-hmm. Well, since it's Christmas and it's a time of year sometimes to just sit and reflect and chill, be in the moment. It is so quiet up here at the cabin. Man, talk about peace. Peace and quiet. For those that can't be with their families, with their loved ones, you're missing certain people, special people in your life. May you find solace and peace, especially at this time of year. Peace be with you. So it's interesting. This we all have a way of coping to get through the winter. A lot of us like to kind of just go inside and snuggle up by a warm, cozy fireplace.
I'm there.
And then there's your snowbirds way down south to our southern neighbors.
No, I think I'd rather stay here.
Anyway, folks, yeah. So anyway, it's been really nice being able to get the Christmas tree, be up at the cabin here, and get in the Christmas spirit. We wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, and I hope you get to spend time with your friends, your loved ones, your family, your extended family. And to all of our Cabin Life subscribers, thank you very much for joining us and coming along with our adventures. It's been really great sharing with you. And in 2018, I'm sure we're going to have lots of adventures and trials and tribulations and challenges and victories to overcome those challenges as well. So looking forward to that and looking forward to you coming along. So till then, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Maureen.
And this is Cabin Life. We'll see you next time. Over and out.
Take care.
Jake, no, what are you doing?
Little rascal. Little stealer. He's like the Grinch that stole Christmas, except it's the Jake that stole Christmas. He took the decorations off the tree again. Little rascal.